The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Sean Smoke and Kevin Price. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Mother Nature tries her best to interfere with region tournaments all over Georgia, but for the tournaments hosted here in the 912, we were clean and green. Hello, everyone, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and we've got a great show for you tonight. The snow and ice in North Georgia forced many regions to move up or move back their region tournaments this past Saturday, but all here in the 912 as well. On this week's show, we'll take a look at three regions here in the 912 and talk to two of the region championship head coaches. I had a chance to talk to Camden County head coach Jess Wilder and Ware head coach Joe Eichfield about their teams winning their respective regions. Kevin Price will have a report on Region 15A, which was one of the tournaments that got moved to Monday the 13th due to its location in Augusta. The top two teams from each region tournament will be moving on to the state duels tournaments scheduled for this Friday and Saturday, the 17th and 18th, and the 912 will be well represented. We have all this and more for you right after these messages. You're watching On Air with 912 Sports. Enjoy the show.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
With the Camden County Wildcats winning the Region 1 6A championship, they're headed back to Macon to try to win their 12th, yes, you heard that right, 12th state duels championship in a row. I had a chance to talk to Coach Jess Wilder, and here's what he had to say about this year's team. Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke. He's Coach Jess Wilder, head coach of the Camden County Wildcats, coming off a big region championship. Coach, congratulations to the Wildcats. You guys hosted the Region 1 6A tournament and would come away victor. So talk a little bit about that meet this weekend, Coach.
Okay, yeah, it was kind of the first time that we got to see a lot of our region in competition. So it's always been a competitive region. I mean, I don't know if people realize how good our region is in wrestling. Richmond Hill won a state championship in a different classification probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Valdosta won one 4 or 5 years ago. Colquitt and Lowndes are almost always top 10. So it's a pretty competitive region statewide. So this weekend in our region, only the top 2 get to advance to the state tournament, and there were some very good matches that were on Saturday for sure.
Right, and you guys, I mean, you kind of were the cream of the crop there. I think you won your semifinals 77-0, and then won your finals match like 73-5 or something. So you guys were clearly ahead of the curve there, but. Talk a little bit about, Coach. You guys were one of the few, I guess, areas that got to, or not the few, but I mean, about half the state had to back their stuff up, had to do it early because of the big snowstorm this weekend. And then GHSA released something about a +1. Explain what that was and if it affected you guys.
Okay, so basically what +1 means, if the weight class is 108, you would actually be 109. So every weight class would get an extra pound allowance, which basically is put in there. So the tournaments were scheduled, most of them were scheduled for Saturday. So if they had to hurry up and do it on Thursday to avoid the snow issues, in those areas affected, then they gave them an extra pound just because they don't want kids to, dramatically lose weight and all that kind of stuff. So, you can do it a healthy way, but they just kind of do that. And then also for some decided just to have it on today, on Monday, and they're having them right now. So those regions affected by the snow and the weather, they got the extra pound allowance. Our region went business as usual because it's great to live in the South.
Right, exactly. We didn't have to deal with none of that mess. So,
Yes,
again, Coach, you guys had some returning state champions from last year. Talk a little bit about who you got coming back and who you kind of counted on for this run toward the duels championship.
We have a pretty strong group coming back. We lost probably 4 or 5 state placers out of the 14 weight classes, but we had some pretty good kids waiting to fill those spots. So, as far as our returning state champions, we have Bradley Patterson. He's a 2-time state champ, and he's a senior. He's committed to the Army, the Academy. And then, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. He's Air Force Academy.
Academy. Okay.
Air Force Academy. And then we have Hunter Prosen, who's a 2-time state champ. He's undecided, but he'll have his options. And then Ryder Wilder, who's also a junior and a 2-time state champ, and he is committed to Northwestern.
Right. Well, like I said, a great run there. And you guys actually, Coach, with this big win at the regions here, you guys will be going for your 12th straight duels championship this coming up weekend up in Macon. Those contests, I guess, will be Friday and Saturday. And then you guys will be going up there and basically be the same format. It'll just be for all the state and not just your region.
Correct. Well, it'll be a 16-team bracket. So there's the 8 regions. Top 2 teams from each region will make a 16-man traditional double elimination bracket like any other sport, and they'll place to the top 4, and that's who will go home with trophies.
Right, and you guys have got to go back to Buford. Last year, you guys had a great battle with Buford. Came down to the wire there. You guys were able to come out on top. Don't really look for anything much different this year. Probably going to be the same 2 guys at the top there.
I think prediction wise, that's probably accurate. They're a phenomenal team. We were fortunate to win the last 2 years, and it's like Super Duel 3. No one's really budging. They're great. We're great. And, we're just going to have to scrap, but we'll probably have to get through Mill Creek to get to them just because they're in the same region. So even though Mill Creek's, probably should be seeded 3 and we're seeded 1, They'll probably seed them 4 because they try to separate the region. I don't really agree with that because I think seeding should be based on how good you are and how good you've proven to be. But they managed to find a way to put Mill Creek at 3. At 4 seed, so that way we hit them in the semis every time. And they're good. They got probably 4 nationally ranked kids, and so you just need 2 or 3 other kids to step up for you, and all of a sudden you got a tight duel and an upset. So we're prepared. We know that they're Mill Creek's a threat. But in theory, it should be a Camden Buford part 3. So, but we'll see. I mean,
exactly. Now, leading up to this week, anything different? It's pretty much business as usual as far as practices go, or you guys doing anything different, or just trying to get there and get the win?
But we maybe lessen a little bit of the practice, a little less live, a little less physical. Just kind of clean up the technique and get a lot of speed drilling in and stuff like that. But yeah, we at this point, most of the work's been done. It's just a matter of showing up as healthy as you can and and ready to go.
Right. Well, Coach, congratulations on the region title. Like I said, you guys go get number 12 in a row. This streak started back in 2015. If you're able to get it this, Saturday, you guys will be, like I said, 12 straight championships in a row there for a state title duel. So you guys go make it happen, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's Coach Jess Wilder, head coach of the Camden County Wildcats. You guys stick around. We got more on air with 912 Sports coming up right after these messages.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
The Ware County Gators won their first region championship in 3 years on Saturday, taking home the trophy for Region 1 4A. With the young team and several returning starters, Coach Joe Eichfeld felt good about the Gators' chances from the beginning of the season. We're here with the head coach of the Ware County Gators, Coach Joe Eichfeld. Coach, congratulations on the big region win this past Saturday. Yeah, talk a little bit about that, Coach. This is the first region championship for the Gators in 3 years. You guys come into the season. I mean, did you know from day one that you had a team that was going to compete, or was this something you kind of guys built toward this tournament?
Oh, I was pretty confident that we had a solid team this year. We were real young last year. We're still pretty young. We only have 2 seniors that are major factors in our varsity lineup. But at the end of last season, with our results at the traditional tournament, I knew that we'd have a good shot at winning the region this year with the reclassification that took place. And once we found out who was in our region, we're like, yeah, that's our first goal, is to win another region championship.
Right, and moving down to 4A from 5A, that kind of helps you guys because you're not dealing with such big schools. But let's talk about some of the individuals that got you guys to this point in the season.
Oh, we had some big guns, of course. Gunner 4, who's wrestling 165, 175 during duels, major factor. He's a state placer from last year. We got David Mutchison, who is the other 165, 175, who came out his freshman year, had a kind of a sketchy sophomore and junior season, but this year he came out full force, and he's been incredible. He's been scoring lots of bonus points for us. Right now, on the wall behind, you can see he's our second pin leader right now with looks like 36 pins. So he's really stepped up. Another surprise, but I kind of expected, not really a surprise, but he finally came into his own self, was Steven Valdez at 106. He's got 28 pins this season, and that's more pins than he's had his first 3 years wrestling combined. We got Kyler Matthews at 285. He just stepped onto the team this year. He wrestled in middle school. didn't wrestle his freshman year or sophomore year, but he came out. He's scoring a lot of points for us at heavyweight. We got Damarian Zanders at 126 and Rodrigo Reyes at 132 and Evan Thomas at 138, big factors in our success. So we're pretty solid throughout. I can't forget Jordan Maxwell at 113, who's, I believe, not only going to be a huge factor in our dual success, but I think he's going to have a good shot at going pretty deep in the traditional tournament as well.
Right. Well, we know that the weather moved a lot of stuff around. There were some regions that moved their stuff up. There were some regions that moved their stuff back. GHSA came out with the +1 that they gave everybody. But you guys kind of went off without a hitch and really didn't get to add that +1.
Yeah, we kind of knew that the weather was going to be in our favor because where we are located and where the schools were located that were traveling here. I know that Perry had some snow on Friday, but then it turned into rain. So everything went pretty smooth. We had our weigh-in at 10 o'clock, which was a little bit later than normal, but, gave a chance to warm up and gave those schools that had a pretty far commute a little bit more time to get here. So the tournament went off pretty well. Can't complain about the weather.
Right. And it's always good to win it in front of your home crowd.
Absolutely. And that's another thing that kind of stoked our wrestlers is that they knew that they were vying for a region championship, and we were in front of our home crowd. And for me personally, I am retiring this year, and this is my 16th year here, and that region championship for me personally was my 10th dual championship, and they knew that, and they really, and this is a great group of kids, they really wanted to do that, not just for themselves, but for me as well, which just made the energy level one notch higher.
Right. Well, now you guys get a chance to go to Macon and compete in duels for the state championships. Talk a little bit about what the process is this week. Is it pretty much practice as usual, or are you guys going to do some things differently till you get to Macon there on Friday?
There's no magic that can be performed in the week of the state tournament. We just got to keep grinding because wrestling is a grind. Can't let up on that. One of the things that I'm incorporating are some techniques that are not part of our general system, but some things that I think that can just, give them an edge versus some of these Atlanta schools. Hardest practice was yesterday, and we're going to taper off a little bit each day until we get to Thursday, which is basically going to be a weight management practice. But we have got a lot of, I film all my technique in the wrestling room, and I post it in Google Classroom. They can do some homework, watch some technique videos. We've been filming for 5 years, so they got 5 years worth of videos to watch. You just got to make sure. I tell them they got to do 3 things this week. They got to make weight, they got to get their head right, and they got to get rest. So if they can do those 3 things for 4 more days, we got a pretty good shot at going pretty deep.
Well, Coach, good luck up at Macon this. Like I said, you guys leave. You wrestle on Friday and Saturday. Hopefully, we can go up there, and who knows, maybe we can come back with state placer or maybe a state title.
Yep, in my tenure here so far, we brought a cup home from duels 1 time, and I told these guys, hey, you can be the 2nd team in history to bring home a state cup. That means you got to be top 4. Love to be in that finals match, though. With 4A, yes, we dropped down a classification, but if you look at the wrestling schools in 4A, powerhouse after powerhouse after powerhouse. There's going to be some teams that are not even at state duels who could make a run because you only have 2 teams per region. And there's no magic system for that either. They tried the little duels sectionals, but that kind of was not on our side,
right?
Because we had to go up against either Cass or Woodland, no matter what, in our dual sectional. But it is what it is, and I'm thinking that we're gonna have a good tournament.
Exactly. Well, best of luck to you, Coach, and we'll catch up with you guys down the road.
All right, appreciate it, Sean.
Go Gators.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Next up, Kevin Price will take an in-depth look at Region 15A and the tournament that was moved to Monday the 13th due to the snow and ice up in the Augusta area. Bradwell, Brunswick, Effingham, Glenn, South Effingham, and Statesboro all had to take the long ride north.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin Price reporting for On Air with 912 Sports. My duty is to report on the Region 15A area duels. Of course, the team wrestling championships taking place this week in Georgia. Of course, this competition was originally scheduled for this past weekend up in Augusta, but it had to be postponed until Monday due to the inclement weather that rolled through North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, and so forth over the weekend. Had to postpone this meet until Monday. With the state championship meet scheduled for this weekend, it had to get in as early as possible, and they did get this competition in on Monday, and what a meet it was. Several teams in this area, some of the best in the state coming in, so we knew it would probably be a well of a meet. Just looking at the state rankings, I'll quote the coaches poll. South Effingham, the two-time defending state champion in duels, ranked number 1. Glenn Academy ranked number 4, and Brunswick High actually ranked number 3, just ahead of the Red Terrors. The championship came down to a matchup between South Effingham and Glenn Academy, and it came down to the final match, a 6-5 decision that South Effingham won to pull out a 2-point win. So South Effingham won the duels title, topping the Red Terrors, who finished second. Both those teams will advance to this weekend's state championship, and they'll move on to compete, of course, for the state title in Class 5A. The Brunswick High School Pirates finished third. They come through the wrestlebacks after falling to Glenn Academy, their rival in what amounted to the semifinals. Come back through the wrestlebacks, finished third, beating Greenbrier in their final match. All was not lost for the Pirates, though, even though they missed out on the chance to move on and compete for the state championship this weekend. Coach Tom Bartolotta picked up his 500th victory, a career victory in that match against Greenbrier. Obviously, he's done a well of a job building up that BHS program. He was previously, of course, at Glenn Academy, where he established a winning tradition at that program as well, which, of course, is continuing on today. So congratulations to Coach Tom Bartolotta and his Pirates on another job well done. We all know they'll be a huge factor in the area traditional wrestling as well. They'll have a chance to have some kids place in that meet and move on to go on to the state traditional wrestling, where they'll compete for state titles and certainly have a chance to place there as well. So they'll be a factor moving forward, no question. But going on to compete, like I say, for the state championship this coming weekend in 5A will be two of the better teams, two of the favorites in 5A out of this region, and that is South Effingham, the Mustangs, and the Red Terrors from Glenn Academy. Again, two of the better teams in the state. South Effingham, the two-time defending state champion in duels. Glenn Academy, of course, highly ranked and finished second last year. So obviously these two teams met in the state finals last year. Wouldn't it be great if they could meet for that state title again this year? Glenn Academy the previous year finished fourth. So obviously they've been in the running the last 2 years. So hopefully these two 912 area teams can go at it again this weekend. The state meet will be up in Cobb County at Lassiter High School. They'll be the host. If you can't make it, there are several ways to track the competition. One is on trackwrestling.com. You can sign up for a free account there if you don't already have one, and you can follow the live results, which essentially is live scoring. The meet is Friday and Saturday. And then if you want to watch the live streaming, there are a couple of ways to do that. Flow TV and also the NHFS website as well. You can go to the GHSA website, go on the wrestling tab, find the information there on how you get to both of these places, and follow again the live scoring or the live streams, and follow all the action. Of course, we'll have all the updates right here for you going forward on 912 Sports as well. So again, I'm Kevin Price reporting for 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports right here in Southeast Georgia.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal!
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Calling us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.